Hope for nothing less. I need more Warhammer orc noises in my life.
I don't. This is the greatest mystery of life to me as it relates to Warhammer 40k. Why would you ever play fucking Space Marines when you can play as either fucking psycho warmongering orcs who just slap shit together to murder you with, or fucking space elves who worship like void gods? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
How is the most popular race, faction, whatever, fucking Space Marines?
Because human.
Human.
Gross.
Yeah, it's a great day to be a human.
I think another thing that sells me for the orcs is their leader is literally who is biggest.
Wow. The thing I love about orcs the most is that they're actually low-key psychic. And like actually where all of their technology comes from is if you get enough of them together to believe something, it just manifests, and that's how all of their technology works.
It's so good. I love everything about it.
Red makes things go faster. So
True.
red makes things go faster.
Yeah, it's, you have that awkward moment where you're riding your bike, you hit somebody, the blood gets on your bike is more red, you now go faster.
Yeah.
It's fairy logic.
Well, they have a whole system. So red is fast, yellow is a bigger explosion, so all of their rockets are painted yellow. So are some of their planes, and that doesn't make sense until you stop thinking about it. Green is best, obviously. Blue is lucky, and purple is stealthy.
Purple is stealthy, okay.
The orc commandos will paint their faces purple because they believe that makes them invisible.
Be sneaky.
No, like Warhammer 40k orcs are just the fucking best. Like there's just nothing that bests them.
They're space chavs. I love it.
Space chavs. Boy, bruv.
They're big, they're angry. They send the biggest guy in, and they just go after them dumb oomies.
Right.
So yeah, I think there might be enough spare parts around Maginox. Maybe we just make a wagon for the way out.
Oh god.
I mean, we have an airship for that, Wangdoodle.
Oh, a whole ass airship.
Yes, but for those times where you need to be low.
Why would you ever need to be low when you cannot be low?
Actually, I gotta agree with William H. Macy on this one. Little John wrote a whole song about getting low. There are just times where it has to happen.
That's fair.
Like, what if we're in the airship, Raine, and you just suddenly hear bump, bump, bump? Like, you're not gonna stay in the airship.
Hit the floor! Huh?
You're gonna 369 damn good time.
And the Reeboks with the strat. And the strat.
Oh, Trevor. Oh, that's not good. Trevor just got out of his sink, but he needs time to digest some of it, so he can't play. Hold on, I got a picture for this, and everyone's gonna hate it, but I'm gonna post it anyway.
I'm anticipating.
Oh no, what? I'll be back home in California next week, so this shouldn't happen.
No.
Doubt.
It's important to get an answer on this before I post this picture.
I mean,
if he's not
technically
this is serious, I'm not going to post this picture.
Like, technically, we haven't we're not backfilling his position, and we haven't used his budget yet. So, like, if he needs to come back to Frost Giant, that's technically on the table.
Uh-oh.
At a fraction of the cost. Oh, this is taking too long. Not serious at all. Just intro meet and greets. So important people learn about.
Okay. So good. Okay. Post the picture. Send it. Have you tried?
This is. We had an earlier conversation about this image, myself, him, and Drew. So they're not fans of it. I don't think.
It is an amusing image.
Dude, that cat's rad as fuck.
I fucking love this image so much. I've like showed it to everybody. The guys, but the problem is like the tax I paid is that when I showed it to the guys, while they may have enjoyed the visuals of the image, they tried to explain to me chemical depression, and I was like, nope, not real, not true. Just try not doing that.
Just smile.
Yeah, I love how that works for everything else. Like, oh man, I'm totally addicted to heroin. Have you tried not thinking about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on, that's Bush League.
Dreon, have you tried not having fibromyalgia?
I do try. Well, sort of.
Clearly
Sort of.
not hard enough.
It's true. If I want that cheese, thanks. Sometimes, Christina, I like let myself feel bad, but I needed to hear that. Thank you.
Yeah, we're all a
I was
little
like-
flawed.
I was like, cheese destroys my stomach and makes me throw up violently. I just need to like try harder when I eat that cheese.
Yeah, have you tried just eating the cheese, idiot? All right.
This is why we're such good friends. Like we've known each other long enough to where we can have the honest conversations.
It's true, and like for some reason, I know when we've crossed that threshold of like good friends when like you tell me about your bowel habits because like that's the line.
Bro, you popped that seal in like 2014.
I did. It's
yeah.
you know,
You're just like
for me, it's an
we're in this tiny
icebreaker.
broom closet. I'm just gonna fart. And I'm like, God damn it!
We were all farting in that broom closet
Yeah,
and
we
vaping.
were.
God.
It's our tagline for this episode. Raine is getting a taste of what it looks like to be Queen of Maginock, and she mostly hates it. That's really what we're going with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? It's not wrong.
Good enough.
Good job, copy editor.
That's what ChatGPT came up with.
No.
So, side note, I mean, if we want to end up turning this campaign into a giant wog, I'm 100% on board with that.
No.
Now, wait a minute. I am supportive of this idea.
I mean,
I had one request when we accepted Wangdoodle into this party, and it was not to turn Ascended into fucking Kamos.
This is the serious, occasionally funny.
No, it's the slightly more serious, but not entirely batshit insane game.
True. Kamos is a little more
Yes.
batshit insane.
Yes.
Yes.
Listen, I'm just saying, the less you worry about OSHA and ethics, the more fun you can have.
We don't worry about OSHA so much. Ethics a little bit. That's not the concern.
Yeah, we have a little ethics as a treat.
Yeah.
Now listen. They're telling you no, Wangdoodle, but all you have to do is yell "wog," and then the answer is yes.
I mean, realistically, I should just answer to like the biggest one here, and I think that might be Dreon.
You know, tough but fair.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna find anybody bigger than Dreon in sissy Maginox.
Well, now we gotta go. We'll never go back to Fyronia.
Yeah, okay, we can't go there. I may not be the biggest thing.
Yeah, now he goes back
No,
to
it's fine.
Fyronia. Is the smallest.
It's fine. He's the boss here, so boss wants to go in with a battle wagon back into Fyronia. We do.
I think Akashima is bigger than Dreon, for the record. So you could have Big Boss Akashima.
Akashima, who's that? Oh, one of the
Oh,
horrible.
He's a minor character we used to fuck with.
the light bringer of Maginox.
Yeah, I wonder what he's up to. Probably just farting in the onsen.
Wait.
Yeah.
I mean, when you eat that much steak and eggs,
Yeah, oh god. He actually probably has already died of like some kind of like bowel cancer.
the amount of the cholesterol levels on that bugbear.
You can actually see him in the doctor's office with her like patting his stomach and being like, Akashima, you know you have to lose weight, right?
Well, you know he's making daily trips to that butcher shop, and he's like, give me every meat, and his diet is
and the
just
fucking,
meat.
What's her face? Goliath old lady is like not saying no.
Nope. She's like, here, have 5 pounds of prosciutto this morning.
He's like,
You know, that actually brings up an excellent point. Why didn't we get the best previous employee of Eris Inc. at House Lunesti?
The butcher?
Yes.
The mumbling Goliath butcher?
Objectively the best employee in Eris's employ.
I miss her sometimes.
Christina, can you stop DMing and just come play a character that makes that noise?
Yes, please give me more of a Minecraft villager trying to be Bugsy Malone. Listen, we're gonna knock over a bank.
I'm gonna blow up your mind, see?
I missed the episode with Big Toe. That was a great episode.
All right, everybody. Since we are not having, I don't know where Flix went. He disappeared off into fairyland. Flix is now one with the dreaming. And Bonsai will not be joining us today. I'm assuming he is going to be growing into the airship or tending to his plants.
Bro, if he's like Bootstrap Bill from Pirates of the Caribbean, we walk in, he's like part of the ship, part of the crew. That is only an improvement.
Okay, well, I'm not going to turn Bonsai into the ship. Or maybe I could.
Just your Bonsai when you step on the airship. Someone didn't wipe off their feet.
It's like, yes. And we just met a new artificer. Here, flesh artificer.
All right, I'll stop interrupting. You can give your little flashback of this.
My flashback? Okay. All right. Previously on Arctis. What did happen previously on Arctis? Oh yeah. As you were flying the Audacity through the clouds of Arctis, heading back towards the great city of Maginox in order to claim your unknown throne, Raine, you are accosted by some corpse-light moths drawn to the power source powering the airship. Let us not forget about our good friend Lacaris Winterheart, who is currently embroiled in a battle, trapped in a crystal, fighting a demon powering your airship. Not complex at all. But the corpse-light moths were quickly put to, and you docked safely in Maginox. However, flying over Maginox docks, you noticed that a curious pyramid had popped up in the center of the docks. And you had Esther drop you off a little bit of ways from the airship landing so you could investigate. And upon checking out the pyramid that had sprung up in the middle of the city, you had, discovered that it looks like it just appeared there. And the people that were underneath, even though their houses got smashed, were teleported inside and were presumably safe. Since we did not have a session on Monday, I cannot tell you what actually happened within the pyramid. But let's just say, for now, that everything is going swimmingly. And the shadows outside the pyramid, with the signs hanging on their necks that says, "Do not enter," is a nice little warning sign for any curious tourists poking their head around the rubble. Alara and Eris made sure that the residents of Maginox were safe, and Callie had met you upon the docks. And after a little bit of awkward conversation with Raine, led you back to the rebuilt House Lunesti. As the Lunestis were regaining power within Maginox, all of the efforts of the Maginox Merchants Guild were going into the rebuilding of their home. and it was just about time to show Raine her new digs. And so, Callie led the group over to the rebuilt House Lunesti. And going through the main gates into the larger courtyard, on the west side of the courtyard, there was a small jail that you did not investigate. But Kelly had said that there was only a Hamaki looter that was hanging around, and that was being taught a lesson. Kelly had also mentioned that they were taking a more light-handed approach, and not just killing people that were poking around the Lunesti property. Just to, well, you know, when you're killing everybody in sight who shows up in your castle, it's not going to curry a lot of favor with the crowd. And thus, a little bit of incarceration and a little bit of a lesson learned, and they might release the prisoner. But anyway, as you went inside House Lunesti into the main foyer, Raine was surprised to see a unfriendly and somewhat familiar face. A representative from House Crichton. One of a house Raine was familiar with from the strange southern lands that were south of Arctis, was now a unwelcome resident within the house. Quickly afterwards, you had spoken with Eris, and he let you in on a lot that was going on. One, Raine was not to be, just the co-leader of Maginox alongside Eris and the rest of the council, but they were to be elevated as king and queen, with the blessing of the other houses, Ravensblood, presumably Umbralis, and well, you had control of House Hamaki, as you currently have Laryl in your purview. But there was, not a lot of people left to say to the contrary, but it seemed that Alara and Eris had the best intentions in mind when it came to this upcoming monarchy, and that a central ruling system, especially one under the Lunestis, would hopefully be free of the corruptive influence of Tiamat. And so, as you were led onto the Lunesti grounds, there were a surprising amount of dusky, midnight blue-skinned elves running around. And Eris had told you that these elves were a part of the Somniari, the moon elves that lived within Polaris. There were two separate factions of the moon elves, one being these moon sages that you were vaguely familiar with. Raine, you have been inside the moon sages' tower, and while you did not see any of the Somniari, presumably because they were all killed by the Vicadans, really the only one you've met was Callie. And she has not told you a lot about her people. But anyway, the living elves are the living Somniari. Sometimes take up the mantle of moon sages, using the power of the dreaming to heal minds and to soothe the nightmares of others. Some of them dedicate their lives to the healing arts of the dreaming, including, Tabby, hey, buddy, wow, hey, move. Tabby. Okay, hold on, I have to readjust my cat. Come here. The moon sages, hey, buddy, come here. Come here, I cannot narrate when you are standing in front of me. The moon sages that keep to their temples and utilize the powers of the mind to heal others are considered in very high regard in Somniari society. And some even go and battle the nightmares of those that have returned to Arctis, the nightmares of the reborn that have come back with something more than what was intended. And there is a whole other Arctis that explains that. That Wangdoodle was a part of. But anywho, one of the representatives of these moon sages is also here within House Lunesti, one Elitha Dreamwalker, a Somniari moon sage. Now, the other faction, the Somniari, those that were once mortal moon elves, that have chosen to extend their lifespans and their powers by consuming and subsisting off of dreams. And these dream vampires are the faction that Alara belongs to. Aside from their consumption of the dream and Alara's ethical stance on it, her consuming nightmares as opposed to the dreams of others to subsist, the somnivores are somewhat of a mystery. Hi, Tab. I love you. Let me give you a kiss. Okay, hold on. I gotta kiss my cat.
Yeah, it's fine. That's correct.
Yeah, he's a big boy. Okay, do you want to get down? You want to sit on that? Okay. He says, I'm gonna get down. He just wanted smooches. All right. And so, you have met the House of House Lunesti, and did you think it was just going to be 2 people? But no. There's a whole contingent of elves behind them. Now, Alara, being one of these somnivores, the dream vampires, is a bit contentious in the Somniari society. But now, as she regains her house, puts her in a very powerful position. And that the somnivores will, once again, or perhaps for the first time, lead the Somniari people. And thus Raine meets her extended family, the Moon Elves of Polaris. Now, Eris had brokered a deal in order to curry the favor of the Fae and also get their representation back into the courts. Eris had asked the queen of the unseelie courts of the Southern Lands for Raine's hand. And in return, the courts of Maginox, more specifically Eris and Raine, would be beholden to this strange southern queen. But Eris had agreed, and thus puts you in another very interesting position. The southern courts are very powerful and very curious about what is going on in Arctis, and Raine, being in exile from the southern courts, was unsure that she was ever going to see her homeland again. But now that Eris has brokered a deal with Queen Selene, that option is back on the table. And now there is a Witchblade, one of Raine's strange, culty sisters, maybe sisters in arms, is also here at House Lunesti. Aside from the presence of the Crichton elf, who seems to be auditing all of the moves of House Lunesti to make sure everything is in prim and proper shape for the southern courts, aka making sure there is no sort of dark influence allowed to seep into their ranks, whatever that may be misconstrued as. You are going to have this unwelcome visitor at House Lunesti, whether you like it or not.
Definitely not.
Definitely not. And now Eris has the Moonblade in hand. And while he cannot immediately just attune to it and say, hey, here you go, the opening to the Ice Library. Much like rituals are wont to do, we have to wait until a full moon. And a ritual will occur within the Somniari people to see if the young Lunesti lad is worthy of leading his people into a glorious new age of elven prosperity. But Eris is unsure of himself, and in a very strange position. Eris is truly only part Somniari. His father was a human, and his mother Alara, but making him decidedly a Dhampir. And he seems very unsure that he is even worthy of leading his people, let alone the courts of Maginox. And hopefully he can get his shit together before the full moon. Or else that moonblade is not going to open itself, and the pigment will remain locked within. So now... oh, excuse me. Let me bring up a couple more things. Eris had also spoken with Dreon about the promises that he had made to him about Fyronia, namely getting rid of one Marin Swiftsteel. However, Eris had told you a little bit about the current Fyronian climate, that the mercenary tribes that once roamed the land and are now mostly dispersed have gone to the major cities of Fyronia, and some of them, especially the influential ones, have suddenly started to get followings around them, spurring up conversations about anti-magic, and deciding that because of Fyronia's lower magical atmosphere, that the removal of magic would lead credence to that only the strongest would lead Fyronia. The strongest in physical power, not magical aptitude. And thus, a new struggle begins. And who is at the forefront of this than none other than one Marin Swiftsteel? But whether she just wants to rid Fyronia of magic for good, or have all the power to herself, remains to be seen. So now, let us return back to House Lunesti, as you get acquainted with your new digs. One moment, please. Back in the halls of House Lunesti, you have just left the room with Eris, who seems to be in a never-ending line of meetings. Does that sound familiar, Bonsai? Never-ending meetings? Okay, just making sure. And as he checks his watch for his next meeting with some moon sages and Somniari, you are excused to go looking around House Lunesti. This is your new home, after all, Raine, and you should know it well. In the foyer, you left Lucia, the Crichton auditor, to whatever horrible things that she was doing. But you are free to roam about the castle, as you have the Lunesti Master Key in hand. You can go anywhere you like. What do you do?
We can open all the doors and not close them behind us.
That I definitely, I went and I shut I shut the front gate, that was open. The meeting room doors, shut those too.
Like, it's fine. We have people for that.
The general feeling around House Lunesti is one of tense uncertainty. The Somniari that are here appear to be a little bit out of sorts, visiting a strange and new castle, and getting used to the new accommodations that are available to them. You can go around and you can speak to some of the Somniari. There are a couple that were mentioned if you are curious about their aptitude or even their outlook on the upcoming ceremony that will coronate Eris not just as the King of Maginox, but the leader of the now reunited Moon Elves.
Raine has made it a general life policy to not be concerned with what members of the court have to say.
As a queen, Raine, you may not have that option anymore.
Raine has a very well-documented policy against getting overly involved in court intrigue. A dude died last time.
Ah, yes. And definitely why that Crichton auditor is here. And you have a feeling that is also most likely why Kire is here. To stop you from potentially killing the Crichton. But also to protect them.
Well, that's silly. What are they going to do? Exile me further?
Go to Northern Arctis. Go to Isir. Raine is now exiled to a moon sage temple.
Raine will become the new queen of Fyronia after she marries Dreon.
Oh my god, king and queen of Arctis.
Done.
Honestly, though, like if Raine and Dreon conquered Fyronia, would really anything be able to stop us?
No, you would have you would be
not.
riding a giant sand tank built by Wangdoodle and just blasting magic across the sands.
I mean, when you think about it, fireworks are just really, really weak explosives.
True.
More gems from Wangdoodle. I mean, makes you think. Dreon has looked uncomfortable in the hall for a bit, and he turns from making small talk with the Wangdoodle to Raine. I need to go find some stuff out. I feel like I may be out of touch with what's currently going on in Fyronia.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna ask the DM, is there a way you can teleport me to a market square or something?
You want a newspaper?
No, I gotta go talk to I have to go talk to the people.
There are the people. You can absolutely go to, say, the streets of Maginox. There's lots of vendors there.
Yeah, this is tough because I above board feel like I know that there's just no one in Maginox who's just gonna have juicy gossip about what's going on in Fyronia. But I feel like Dreon is unnerved after that last conversation and just can't stand still. It's one of those situations where he knows it's a long shot, but he feels like he has to go.
You know, if anybody might know anything about what's going on in Fyronia, Thorn does have quite a few connections across all the different regions.
Who?
Thorn, she's a demon hunter.
Dreon kind of shrugs. I don't know who that is.
Oh, have you not met Thorn?
No?
Well, she's probably around somewhere. Probably ask about her.
You have
her.
not seen Thorn since Auralia.
Well, she wasn't in Auralia. She stayed here with Catherine, didn't she? That's
no,
the last time I think we actually saw her.
She got off the boat in Auralia as well. She
was she also one of the people on the boat? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, I guess you're fucked then, Dreon. Good luck.
I could try asking your charming husband.
I mean, I think he told you what he knew, but
Oh,
presumably he learned that from somewhere.
How did he find out?
Right.
Wangdoodle's
I've got
just
exactly no manners.
Ooh, hold on, I need to remove bonsai from the
Okay.
board. Bonsai deleted. Okay, there we go.
Dreon just walks in. Yes.
Everyone looks up from their meeting, somewhat startled. And there is an uncomfortable silence that falls over the room. Eris, visibly annoyed, turns his head slowly to look at Dreon. Please, Mr. Stormbrace, have a seat. We were just having a discussion about the current budget. He looks sleepy.
Dreon like starts to sit and goes, wait a minute. And he looks over at the Somniari and just kind of like holds out like palms helplessly and then like walks over to Eris. I'm not going to take up much of your time, but I need to know how you know about Fyronia.
The other elves stare at you. Eris nods. Perhaps we could speak in a few minutes. These, my noble friends here have come a very long way, Mr. Stormbrace, and are very deserving of respect. If you don't mind.
Dreon just kind of mouths to himself, Mr. Stormbrace. And I'll be out here.
There is murmuring coming from behind you in the room now, uncomfortable and quiet.
Dreon just parks it by the door and looks over at Raine. Not a whole lot of help, to be honest.
Oh, well. Like at all? Or was it just
he's
dizzy?
got some uptight looking elves in there.
So elves then.
They don't look that uptight.
Well, thank you, I think.
Dreon just leans back against the door and kind of waits impatiently.
Well, do you want to go on a brief tour of the house?
No, I want him to tell me where the fuck to go.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, well, Wangdoodle, would you like to look around?
Yeah, I think that'd be kind of nice. Then I do want to get some materials together. I've been putting the plans for a defense system for the ship.
Interesting. What did you have in mind?
Well, I was thinking of having a connected battery of about 8 cannons that could possibly be repositioned.
Interesting.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was thinking we could have them set up for like a broadside configuration, standard defense array, or even do something like having all 8 barrels pointed together, like off the bow. You know, it's kind of like a breaching kind of thing.
Interesting idea, Wangdoodle. Sorry, out of character for a minute. That is not a raven folk. That is a fucking penguin folk. I just want to be clear. Right
Pardon?
here?
Where? Oh.
Right here. This...
What, the Raven Folk Scout? What's
Yes.
wrong with him? He's a little white raven.
A little penguin folk. Anyway, that's it. Sorry.
Little penguin folk.
Sorry, I'm just looking at one dapper bird, and you can't going off.
He just looks outside like, what the hell?
That's the strangest raven I've ever seen.
What a fashionista.
Dreon, the sounds of a extended meeting are going on inside. You're not sure how long this is going to be with the Somniari.
Dreon waits for a few minutes, fidgeting the whole time, and then loudly raps on the door.
There is audible and pregnant silence.
Dreon, like, after a few seconds and nothing happening.
The small satyr woman opens the door and looks up at you. Her bright green eyes and long eyelashes fluttering. She blinks up at you curiously.
Alright. Dreon just looks down and pauses for a second. What? Are you the one who knows about Fyronia?
She, puts a gentle hand on your arm and steps out the door. And, she nods. Let's leave the Lunestis to, well, the boring stuff. Come, walk with me. I can tell you a little bit about Fyronia.
Dreon nods and falls in line.
Oh, sister.
Yes.
Kira, with Dreon in tow, gives you a carefully arched eyebrow and kind of inclines her head back towards Dreon. Your friend here seems very insistent about learning about Fyronia, and I'm concerned that he's going to strain some of the relations with Eris and the Somniori. We should probably sit him down and discuss.
Well, does anybody know anything about Fyronia? That's what he wants.
No,
Also-
not Fyronia. I know Fyronia. It's this anti-magic crusade thing.
And also, just to be clear, my friend, but also Eris's employee, so...
I only know a little bit about what Eris has said so far, but it may not be enough for you, but I can tell you what I know. We should find a place that's a little bit more private. Have you had enough time to look around and find a suitable room?
There are a lot of people in this house.
The Somniari finally come together. Living elves, these vampiric elves, all under the hope that Eris and Alara will lead them to a brighter age.
You know of a place that is more quiet, Kira? You, I believe, have far more familiarity with this place than I do at this point.
I've roamed around a little bit, but I haven't been up to the second floor yet.
Well, let's go there then. This place is positively buzzing with activity.
It's true. Come, we'll go back to the main room and take the main stairs up.
Dreon,
could just go up here.
Dreon wheels around Wangdoodle as he comes around the corner, like almost tripping on him. Wangdoodle, you gotta talk when you're turning corners.
Oh, sorry. I was kind of in my own head about something else. I can fill you in. And Wangdoodle starts just rambling on and on about his design.
Oh, by the way, Wangdoodle, about your cannons, I have something that you might be interested in back on the ship, actually.
Oh, okay. I'll be very interested to see what it is.
Don't let me forget.
Sure. Wangdoodle does his best now to just shadow Dreon, not wanting to be the cause of any sudden vertical realignments.
Dreon gets to the stairs and looks down to make sure Wangdoodle is following.
One moment, please. As we ascend the stairs to the second floor. One second. Corridors. Crowded.
The whole house is really crowded. Raine's just gonna move back into her tower.
No, you live here now.
Bet.
Tower. This place is weird. They're already calling me Mr. Stormbrace. What the fuck?
Would you prefer Sir Stormbrace?
Oh, sorry, that was out of character. Dreon wouldn't say that.
Kira steps into the second floor and looks around. This is mostly where the nobles have been resting. Some of the higher-ranking people of the Somniori. There is another noble to the north who just kind of shimmies off, looking uncomfortable as people come up the stairs.
Yes,
Well?
the dirty, unwashed masses.
Yeah, ew! A smelly Fyronian.
Bro, I clean myself every day.
With the Furminator.
With the Verminator.
I do believe the main audience chamber is right to our south. There's a little balcony that looks over the main courtyard. Quite nice. I see you can just peek in the window there. See, Raine, you could hold your first official court.
Don't get started, Kira. This is not funny.
I find it a little amusing.
I have no matching key.
Ooh. Queen of nothing fucking much.
Damn.
Untrue.
We actually rent this one out as a corporate event room.
Ooh. Yeah, you actually have to go back. You don't have the WeWork key.
Ah, shit.
I hate when that happens. Time to declare bankruptcy, House Lunesti.
You just break through a window.
I did put a different key on that. Hold on.
Do we have like a technical difficulties screen for the stream that plays music and
No,
there's
you're
like a
good.
cash money on it?
Raine pops open the door with her master key. Inside,
It just...
the lavishly decorated, excuse me. For now, it is simply decorated with rugs and candles and a couple magical braziers sitting around a central throne. There are two sitting directly next to each other, presumably for the new king and queen, and a couple of advisor stations that are to the left and the right. You can sit where you like. But otherwise, this does look like a very nice room to receive any sort of nobility or royalty.
What's with all these places? So many giant-ass chairs.
Oh, here we go. This is much more comfortable.
This part, this balcony, is actually outside, Raine, and you can see over to the ground below.
Whoa, trippy.
Kira comes in and shuts the door behind her. Oh, this is actually quite cozy. She steps onto the balcony with you and shuts the door. You can see through the small windows inside, and when you step away from them, you cannot see in them so far. They are proximity-based. But this little outside balcony has some grated windows that you can see out, but is otherwise covered but comfortable. Quasi-outside little perch. Kira clamps her little hooves down on the wood and takes a seat with a sigh. So, Fyronia. Now forgive me, I'm not from Arctis, but I can tell you a little bit from what I've known from at least traveling with Eris a little bit.
Dreon nods and turns
what
and
is
looks at
your
her.
primary concern, Dreon, if I may?
Dreon looks around and he like looks down at the ground to see who may be out there, and then turns back to Kide. Eris shared some information about things going on in Fyronia that don't match up with what I'd heard years ago.
What are you familiar with?
Dreon pauses for a minute and like is physically hesitating. It might just be easier to, I don't know, maybe start a bit back. All right.
Get
He
comfortable.
looks around. He like leans against the balcony. I'm fine. He turns over to Wangdoodle and Raine. Neither of you ever been to Fyronia, right?
No, but I've kind of thought about it.
Not yet.
That raises a brow at that.
I've heard it
Alright.
has lovely beaches. Of the rend your flesh from your bones variety.
Oh, yeah, the diamond dunes.
Yeah, I've done a little research about, well, Arctis in general and its regions, but, well, that's just kind of my natural curiosity coming into play, but I know a little bit about the region, its temperatures, the diamond dunes, and I could name a few of the major cities.
Well, alright, well, we don't... Honestly, you know more than most. Fyronia doesn't really get a lot of outsiders. Kind of by design. He looks up at the sky, and then, like, looks back down and kind of gives his head a shake. Alright. For a long time, Fyronia was run by tribes of mercenaries. Folks like me. For reasons that came to an end. Now, when that came to an end, folks like me either left, got arrested, some were put down. And that's really where I left things years ago. I really thought I knew what was going on, but it sounds like while I've been gone, things have changed.
From what I know, at least from learning about Fyronian history, that it's gone through a lot of leadership changes. One, it used to be ruled by a strong royal body of undead who became mummies and to preserve themselves and their lives and their loved ones, and created powerful obelisks that coalesced their magic into central points, almost like artificial ley lines. But then there was the fall of the mummies, presumably in turn with the slow affecting Fyronia. Fyronia seemed to be affected in a strange way, is that it lost magic. But now that the region is less magically capable, that's causing tensions. Those that wish to cultivate and regrow the magical ties within the region are at odds with those that use strength to survive.
Dreon rolled an insight check to see if what she was saying was on the level.
From what you're aware, that is true. It is curious that even a southerner would know all this, but she is saying it with the unsurety of secondhand and learned information. It's probably something that she either has learned from Eris or whatever source combined with her natural aptitude for understanding the regions.
I forget, in the last session, did Eris specifically name Marin Swiftsteel, or was it just Dreon who said that?
I believe Dreon named her.
Yeah, okay. Dreon nods after a few moments, processing what she said. Honestly, I don't know much about what happened before the Fyronians. Never really cared to. Didn't affect things. Thinking more about modern history.
It seems like Fyronia does have some relatively strong city-states keeping it in control, with centralized leaders that usually have powerful standing armies at their control. Mercenary tribes that used to roam around Fyronia are few and far between, for that I hear.
He stops. Well, there's Dario, Haas, and Marin Swiftsteel, or at least they were calling the shots back when I last checked.
Marin. I believe that name has come up in conversation. Mostly from the Ravens bringing in info. Eris has a close relationship with House Ravensblood, And they bring in a host of information, what they can on swift wings.
Dreon nods. Last I heard, Marin Swiftsteel had finished putting down the last of the mercenary tribes that wouldn't fold. From there, kind of became open season on the stragglers. I had already been gone for a couple years by then, and mostly wandering around Maginox.
Do you mean put down or subjugated?
I mean put in the dirt.
All of them?
The ones who didn't give up, anyway.
You would think that a powerful Leonin like yourself would be more useful alive.
You can listen, he shrugs. Gotta understand, for a long time we called the shots. Well, not me, but people like me. One day having to give that up, it doesn't sit well with some people.
Understandably so. And the power structure seems to be shifting significantly with the lack of magic in the region.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. The folks that took down us, I guess mercenaries is still the right word. Folks who took us down, they worked with people who used magic. Makes me wonder what's going on with all this talk of some kind of anti-magic crusade.
At least from what Eris has told me, I don't remember any magic users in their initial scouting report. Are you sure they utilized magic? They seem to be so...
I'm fucking sure I remember the fights.
They seem to be so zealous, so against the concept of magic, that they were going out of their way to destroy magical items and artifacts, even things that were once sacred to your own people.
Dreon pauses and looks down like he is earnestly unsure what is going on. He doesn't say anything for a minute.
Why would the Leonin want to be even erasing their own history? It's a part of who you are. Couldn't imagine.
If it is, it's a part of who we were long ago.
But
He holds up his glaive. Mostly this is who we've been for well over 500-600 years.
She points at the staff a little, with a long fingernailed hand. So you utilize magic, but detest it.
Honestly, we didn't. There were some who used them, and yeah, it gave them an edge, but for the most part, we didn't even think to use magic. Just wasn't much of it, and honestly, we didn't like outsiders.
There was some...
That's part of what made everything work so well for people like Marin. When they did start using magic, we didn't know how to deal with it.
I believe when Eris was going over some of the reports from House Vicadus that some of the soul-bound weapons ended up making it to Fyronia.
Yeah, that tracks based on at least a few of the fights I was involved in.
You think the Fyronian leaders would be importing magical weapons in order to aid their fight?
Oh, it definitely happened 10, 15 years ago, maybe. Gotta understand, that was the surest way to beat us. We didn't know what we were dealing with, and we took some bad fights, lost, and didn't have too much appetite for losing after that.
But a weapon that would have a soul bound into it would not simply be some magical trinket. It would be something that would persist even in the face of the Fyronian lack of magic. All of these things do make sense, especially with what you're saying, Dreon. These mercenary groups might be upping their imports from the surrounding regions, preparing for something. But for what?
I don't know. I need to get back over there and figure out what's going on.
At the very least, Dreon, don't go back to Fyronia alone. Not only do you know too much and have spoken with, well, known spies, your face has been seen around Maginox more often than not.
That reminds me. I wonder if Leon's still floating around, that fucking turd.
He's there, buddy. I don't know who Leon is, but if you're talking about another Leonin in Maginox, I'm sure he'd stick out like a sore thumb if he was still around. But if you want, I could potentially track him for you.
No, like you said, if he's still around, I'm sure I'll run into him. Had a chat with him, air quotations. Had a chat with him about 6 months ago. Didn't go well.
What did he say?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I touch a nerve?
Dreon actually just for a moment looks deeply sad. And his eyes start to water just the slightest bit and he kind of shakes it off. And he doesn't say anything.
I'm sorry.
I don't even know if I can go back. People think I did something I didn't do, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if I didn't do it or not.
That sounds familiar. She looks up at Raine. I think...
Oh no, but I did do it.
You
Here,
did.
that's the difference.
You did. You did. But if we can bring Raine home, surely we can bring Dreon home. Hmm?
Wonder if it even matter. Not like anybody probably remembers Krethos' Fierce Stride anymore. Kind of slumps against the balcony a bit.
Krethos? Friend or foe?
He was my mentor.
Is he alive?
No, and people think I'm the reason why.
What happened?
I don't ever talk about this. Dreon looks around again. Like he's just struggling to make eye contact with people right now, and he finally steadies himself against the balcony. When all the mercenary tribes started to break down, well, it didn't really happen all at once. Some folks got out early, took bribes. Well, contracts, not bribes. Contracts. Took contracts to serve with the different cities. We tried to stick it out, because that's the way we knew. That's what was right. So we tried to stick it out and didn't work. Not even a little bit. Anyway, writing was on the wall that I wasn't going to last much longer, and Krethos tried to make Kara and I see that, but it was tough. It was tough. It's hard growing up doing one thing, and that's your whole life, and then suddenly it's all got to change. We didn't even know why. It's not like we'd fuck things up. It was Krethos' generation. I don't know. Kara didn't take it well, and I don't know, I left, and I didn't look back.
So, but maybe he could...
No, he's dead. He's dead, all right. I saw it.
I'm sorry. I'm sure he was a good man. And a better teacher. Seeing you.
It's a good pride master, that much is true.
But you said these scattered mercenaries taking contracts with the major cities after they resolved. Well, you think they would stick around? That might be why they got a foothold there. But every conflict needs a central antagonist, and it might be that these mercenaries have decided that magic is at the forefront of their problems. And if they remove that and go back to might making right, they could go back to the glory of their old people.
Dreon takes a deep breath thinking on it. The first to fold were the Brave Claws.
Brave claws.
Oh, sorry. Actually, redact that.
Oh.
My bad. Oh, yeah. I completely forgotten the name.
Line.
Hello?
Line?
Do you know anything about these former tribes that have gone into the cities? Besides, well, Marin and the others.
There weren't that many of them. The cities didn't want too many. Probably figured they would rise up. So they brought in the first few as a way of just breaking down the tribes overall, but I always just figured it's because they were chicken shit.
Well, that might have been one of the bigger changes since you've been gone, Dreon. These city-states are rather flush with mercenaries, as they know gold is keeping them in power. But it can't last. Their exports and their imports are becoming more strained, especially as residents lean towards the giving up of magic as both as a convenience and a source of power. It's causing a lot of tension within the region, Dreon.
Wonder who they're actually loyal to these days. Couldn't be a Pride Master, at least no one would know about it.
That
Honestly,
is a good question.
they rose up and took on Marin. That'd fucking make me laugh.
Sorry, who actually is Marin? I don't think you've really addressed that. Who is she to you?
Honestly, no one to me in particular, just... I don't know, she's credited with taking down the mercenaries. Never met her.
What did she have to gain from that? Taking down something she was already a powerful figurehead for.
Well, more like a puppet figurehead until she dismantled them. Yeah. Some of the tribes, I don't know, they had folks they'd put out in front to make it seem like they had any real power, but it was always the mercenaries who called the shots.
So she wasn't a mercenary herself?
No, God, no. No, she couldn't fight for shit as far as I heard. Certainly no fucking Kara, that's for sure.
Well, whoever she is now, her name rings in sync with fear. She has made quite a name for herself just out of sheer violence, power, and control through fear.
Yeah, that much I had heard. That's surprising. Why the fuck would she turn to all that after she'd won everything? I think she'd sit in a chair and enjoy things.
Kind of hard to sit in a chair and enjoy things when people don't like you very much.
They're always...
No, that's the thing. The non-mercenaries loved her.
In order to keep people placated, there is generally that sentiment of us versus them. It is something that she may be cultivating, especially with the rose of anti-magic whispering through the city.
Going back is going to be a complicated thing, I think.
But you'll be going back with a strong house behind you, Dreon. And new friends. She smiles. I may be just a well, friendly southern satyr, but Raine is akin to a sister to me, and you have taken her coin and pledged your life to protect her, and that is worthy of respect. So I hope we can be friends.
Dreon laughs at that, but it's not like a mocking laugh. You remind me a lot of Kara before everything went south.
I hope that's a good thing.
She also used to be extraordinarily polite for someone who spent all her days killing people.
Raine chuckles at that.
Gira smiles a very mischievous fey smile.
Dreon is too stupid for anything to register.
But I'm afraid your duty as a mercenary is not quite done yet.
Dreon nods and turns to Raine. What do you think?
About what in particular?
Dreon laughs again. Right. Sorry. About all this news of Marin and what's going on in Fyronia.
My mind hasn't changed. You've proven yourself to me. Whatever justice you seek there, I'm behind you all the way.
Justice.
For me personally, I personally detest her idea of, and the concept of anti-magic. Magic is what makes this world beautiful and bountiful. It should be available to everyone in whatever capacity they want to utilize it for. It gives us so much. I couldn't imagine a world without magic.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, she just says, I couldn't imagine a world without magic.
Dreon holds a thumb over his shoulder at Raine. I've seen her basically fuck up reality using magic. I'm not sure many people need access to that.
Yes, but magic flows through all things, from the smallest plant outside to the ravens that are bringing you words on their dark wings. It's not merely flashy effects and power. It flows through everything. Without magic, none of us would exist.
Yeah?
Yes. I am as much a part of the dreaming as I am a part of the physical world. When I close my eyes and I rest at night, I go to fantastical places and see my family for generations. We frolic through the fields of my ancestors.
Yeah. We didn't have much magic where I'm from, so I don't really consider myself being all that attached to it, but I also... Go ahead.
First things first, either way, there will be no magic if we don't deal with the slow. So regardless of what some zealots in Fyronia want or think they're capable of pulling off, the slow is obviously our first priority.
This is true. And from what Eris has told me, if whatever has occurred with the world tree that was in Auralia, it could be occurring with one of the trees within Fyronia, if it even still exists.
Oh, that's a good point I hadn't considered. I suppose there are multiple world trees.
Tyrion nods. They have a, much larger name than it might imply, but the trees themselves are proponents of magic. You all are aware of this. Even the most mundane tree provides the magic of life that flows through its roots. takes our breath and converts it to flowers and food and nourishment.
Dreon looks at the glaive.
Or death, she says as she also looks at the glaive.
Like I said, I don't really have any strong feelings about whether or not people should be allowed to have magic. Kind of gave up on that a long time ago, so I'm not going to support them.
Magic is not something we should be controlling. It should be something that is as free to take advantage of as the air we breathe or the water we drink. It is merely a part of life. We cannot deny someone the air.
Yeah, true enough. Tried to have a philosophical debate about magic with Dreon.
Kira is definitely trying to put it that life and magic and, well, magic can be a destructive force, but it does flow through all things in some form or another.
She's basically trying to have an argument with the Burger King, who's like, I don't know, have it your way.
Have it your way. Whopper, Junior Whopper, Junior Double Bacon Whopper.
Give us a little Burger King crap.
Hashtag
That's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah, fuck, man. I don't care what you like. Like it. Shut up.
But there is one thing I can agree on, is that there should not be one or even multiple entities controlling or dictating who or what should have control over the flow of magic.
No way we could just go to Fyronia now, huh? Raine?
It's a bit of a trek, Dreon.
Well, we've got an airship.
And you also
what would you
have
hope to accomplish there, Dreon?
You also have a ritual to be back for that is mildly important. You know, fate of Maginox, yada yada yada.
Fate of Maginox is someone else's problem.
Yes, mine, as a matter of fact.
And you are beholden to protecting her and her interests, Dreon.
Fine.
Well, hold on, Dreon. What would you want to do if we went to Fyronia?
Yes,
realistically.
do you say we just kick down the doors to every city and begin slaughtering money changers?
Kira, a little less sarcasm. I was being serious this time.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to suggest that, the new cannon battery could definitely do that if that's what Wangdoodle is not caught on about the sarcasm at all.
No, that sounds like Wangdoodle being as earnest as Wangdoodle gets.
We will have no aerial assaults on Fyronia either. The last thing we want is a regional war.
I'm sorry, who died and made you queen, Kira?
I don't want it coming back into the southern lands. We've got enough to deal with down there.
Well, Eris has already agreed to a little state-sponsored assassination, so...
She nods, and I'm here to make sure that that word doesn't come from Maginox or get out of Fyronia.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's probably just better if I go by myself.
But Dreon, again, what is it that you actually hope to accomplish? Do you still want to kill Marin Swiftsteel? Is that still the plan?
And do you think you and your glaive can go up against Mercenary and, well...
Kira,
What?
sarcasm.
Oh!
Sarcasm mode off for a moment.
I'm sorry.
I am genuinely curious what Dreon wants to accomplish in Fyronia.
I don't know. Talking about it, just want to go home.
We can take you home. We can keep you safe while you're there for anybody who would want to harm you for returning from exile. But I'm more curious what you want to actually do there, Dreon. If it's...
Marin has to die, and she will. I don't know, just homesick, I guess, right now. All these things have changed while I've been gone. That's just a lot.
Well, when you decide whether you want revenge or justice, I'm here.
Justice. There is no fucking justice in Fyronia.
There could be.
There could be.
Dreon just shakes his head. No. Probably not.
There was no justice in Maginox until we arrived.
This is true.
He looks very perplexed. I hate Marin, and I hate what she did to my people, but I don't know if it was wrong. I know what I have to do, but it's not justice if I kill her.
I'm sure it would feel very sweet, but fleeting. But then what? How many enemies do you need to make, Dreon? How many people do you need to cut down until you have peace? Perhaps there's another way.
He looks. He like turns on her. I've been killing people since I was fucking 11. All right, there is no peace. That's not the point. The point is setting things right.
And what
there
would
we
you...
go.
Yeah, there we are. Now we're getting somewhere. What is setting things right? What would you do as King of Fyronia, Dreon?
Me as fucking king. No.
No, just humor me for a moment. What would you do if you were to instill your perfect version of Fyronia? Would you be another Marin Swiftsteel?
I don't think the tribes, honestly, were that good for anybody. I don't think having a bunch of mercenaries running around beating the shit out of people who disagreed with them was right. But that's what I was raised in. That is what I know.
Well, usually we want to make things a bit better for the generations that come after us, depending on your longevity, of course.
I don't fucking know. I wish Kratos was still just alive and then he could just tell me.
You don't need someone to tell you, Dreon. You can make your own destiny. You can manifest the Fyronia you want. But not by charging headlong into it. You need friends, you need like-minded allies, and you need perhaps a sprinkling of patience. But everything you're saying, it's attainable. We can give and spare people the life that you were subjected to. That doesn't necessarily mean peace in Fyronia, but that can bring you peace and spare others the same fate. Is that not rewarding?
I don't know.
You don't know because you've never done it?
I don't know. I don't. If I gave it up. How old are you, Kirei?
She stares off into the distance, looks at Raine. How many moons
A hell of a
have I
lot
seen?
older than me.
How many moons have I seen? I've seen many, many moons, Dreon. Why?
Have you always been you?
Can you explain? Have I been... Kirei?
I'm 74. I don't know anything outside of this life. I don't even know what I'd be if I stopped doing it. I can't imagine what that would be like.
Unlike the Fae, it is hard to imagine something if you have never experienced it.
He nods.
But it is possible. My people, Satyr, we love to revel in the beauty of life, to sing and to dance, and to understand the joys of the simpler things in life, not just wanton bloodshed. Perhaps that is something that we can show you someday soon too, Dreon, when your mind is a little less troubled. I would love to play you the flute and see you smile and dance.
Dreon very quickly quirks a brow and looks uncomfortable.
Don't worry, you'll do it a couple times and you'll be a natural. But it's hard to imagine yourself dancing if you've never done it before, right? She stands up, clops her hooves on the ground. She's about like 4'11". Looks up at Dreon and extends a hand. May I have this dance, Sir Stormbrace?
I don't. Whatever this is, can it stop?
Mm-mm. Nope.
I would just do what the lady says, Dreon. He doesn't really take no for an answer.
She takes her hand.
Dreon, Dreon takes the glaive and leans it against the balcony and, like,
yes, you
very uncomfortably gives her a hand.
I'm sure you sleep with next to that thing at night. She swings you around a couple times.
Dreon is not really sure how she's managing this at 4'11".
Yeah. You should be swinging her around.
Yeah, this is very
She's got a really low center of gravity, that thick satyr butt.
He's a short stack, yep.
No. My one weakness.
Everything is uncomfortable when you're experiencing it for the first time. But don't think about it. No one here cares. Raine has seen me dance many a moon.
He's gonna look over and do an insight check on Wangdoodle.
Wangdoodle is glancing up at the two of them as they're spinning around and frolicking, and then hastily scribbling something in his notepad. As remembering the docks and watching the spinning has set off a genius plan for some modification.
Midway through, like one of the moves, like Dreon just looks over Kire's head and looks at Wangdoodle. You stop thinking scribbling.
Hold that thought. Keep going. Little faster.
It's inspiration. We're inspiring. See, Dreon, just with a few simple steps, you're inspiring creativity.
Raine, make this stop.
Oh, I've never been able to make Kira stop anything once she's started.
See, now you going back to Fyronia would be, I'm sure, just as uncomfortable at first, but when you see in the end that you feel so much better about the fruits of your labor, it makes you want to do it again.
No, it doesn't. He just takes a step back.
You'll be back.
Dreon grabs his glaive and fucking goes inside.
He's quite cute, you know.
Oh, well. He's all yours, Kira.
I mean in that, like, feral house cat type of way.
You would know a thing or two about feral house cats.
He's got that big, like, do not touch aura on him. But then you scritch him just behind the tail a little bit, and he goes, purr.
Sure, he does the butt raise.
He just doesn't know that he likes the attention yet. But I think that's a lot about Dreon. He doesn't know what he wants. And
Just don't mention anything about cat penises around him. That apparently sets him off.
oh, I'll try to avoid that. Cat penises.
Well, specifically like his.
Oh.
There was a little bit of a thing with him and another fairy princess, and it ended very abruptly when awkward words were said in the Zone of Truth.
Oh, dear. Not the first time I've heard about something like that, though. Embarrassments in the Zone of Truth.
Wangdoodle is now realizing exactly why his artificer coworkers never leave the ship.
But Wangdoodle,
Yeah.
what if I told you that back on the ship there is a rather large dragon skull that happens to be enchanted with the ability to project disintegration rays from its eyes?
Do you have any... Alright. Do you want the skull to remain intact?
Well, I feel like if you want the enchantment to remain intact, the skull kind of has to remain intact.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was thinking around the idea of possibly breaking it down to fragment the power off to something else, but that's fine. We can leave it. We can leave it whole.
I'm actually a little disappointed. I thought you would immediately leap at the ability to rig that to something, not just siphon off the energy.
Oh no! You don't understand. And Wangdoodle flips back a couple pages before the whole spinning cat business. No. See, take a look at this. Flips the notepad around and is a fairly rough schematic for a interconnected set of 8 cannons with a very large, effectively, engine. And while he points to the engineer, he's saying, see, if we could actually find a way to use the magic, I could actually put that through and power it through the cannons and allow them to, split that off into 8 separate beams, or the bow breaker. His eyes grow wide, his pupils dilate as he thinks about 8 disintegrates coming together into one focused beam.
We did originally have the idea of strapping it to the front of the ship as like, a hood ornament of some kind.
I mean, you could, but then you could also go through some focus sectors and then, possibly go through a couple of ampules, really boost up the signal. And if we can drive that through into, and he starts going super technical, just completely rambling off to himself, thinking of how to get the most out of it that he possibly could.
While you do this, Raine just pulls out these 2 jeweled lockets and just kind of dangles them in front of you. Yes. Well, here's the keys to the disintegration ray dragon skull.
Oh my god, you're giving him the keys!
2 things, Wangdoodle. 1, it's presently deactivated, obviously. If you blow a hole in the side of my ship or you disintegrate somebody that's not you, I'll be very cross with you.
Oh, yeah, sure, no problem. Listen, so if you want me to go ahead and set up these cannons, I'd really like it if, the ship could just stay docked for a little while. I mean, I could do it while we're on the move. It would just be easier if I had access to extra labor.
Free
Again.
labor.
Do not disintegrate anybody you do not intend to disintegrate.
Oh, no. I'll make sure that anyone who decides to sign up as a target dummy does get adequately compensated.
Wangdoodle.
Look, I'm not sitting here saying that I'm going to deny people the opportunity for employment. If they sign up for it, they'll be adequately compensated.
Wangdoodle.
Yes?
A shrewd businessman.
We do not disintegrate people. We do not intend to disintegrate. And specifically, who does not deserve it.
Wangdoodle just gets a look on his face, like his mouth turns up slightly, and his eyes kind of close just a bit in this "why though" kind of look.
Why? Why though?
Because if you do, I will disintegrate you.
She will.
Well, I mean, it's your rules, your ship. Sure, yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Otherwise, do what you want with the big scary dragon skull with disintegrating rays that come out of its eyes. Strap it to the ship, turn
What
it
did you
into
give him?
a chain cannon shenanigans, or I don't know, strap it to your gyrocopter. Whatever it is that floats your fancy.
I believe it is a giant dragon skull that shot disintegrate beams out of its eyes.
Interestingly enough, actually,
lovely
we ran
gift.
into it in the basement of House Lycatus. It was one of the last traps.
Oh, how curious and strange. What kind of horrible necrotic power was still attached to that skull?
Actually, it's actually a little bit possible that there is still the sentience of a black dragon contained in the skull. It was not entirely clear to me when I studied it. But again, I mostly studied it just long enough to deactivate it.
Detestable soul-binding magics. Welcome back, Dreon.
Raine side-eyes Kira at those soul-binding magics like, pot kettle, come on.
You know, a little hypocrisy is a treat. It's fine. What? Oh, she... Potato.
Interestingly enough, actually, the dragon skull, it's down in the hoard, in one of the lower decks. It's actually the only thing that's real as part of that entire hoard. The rest of it's just bait.
Oh, wonderful. Is I'll get to. I need to do some work on the original weapon systems and whatnot, and there's going to be probably some extra tuning. And he's trying to catch himself before he goes too far into his own spiral. Yeah, and
You do owe me cannons, Wangdoodle.
No. Cannons are going to happen. Do you mind if I make some slight structural changes to the ship?
Like what?
Well, like giving you openings to do broadsides for a start.
Oh, sure. Whatever, if Esther approves. You're the artificers.
Yeah, and then we
if
can
you need
make...
accommodations made in the tower, that's a different story. We can make those. You just have to let me know.
Oh, no. I was going to find some part of this place that probably hasn't been reconstructed yet. And, we could use that as kind of a testing range.
What are we testing? I'm curious. I want to see.
I'm probably gonna need at least a day and a half maybe to get it all built and set up, but I'm gonna try to make more firepower than anyone wants to look at.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Well, if we'll keep giant moths off of my ship, I'm all for it. Also, I
And-
think you have more than a couple of days. It sounds like we have closer to a month, yes?
Well, we have at least till the next full moon, so we've got some time.
Which means, Dreon, if there's anything you would like to do in the meantime, any investigation or otherwise,
It's just imperative that we be back here in time for, Eris's ceremony.
I should probably go wander around and see if Leon's still in town.
Are you sure you don't want me to help you find him? I'm quite good at that.
No, it's fine. I'm
But
fine.
it's so... I mean, how possibly... Did you get stuck in the door? Oh. Stop slamming it! You've made your point! Slam it!
Dreon will actually just
begin meandering around town, Christina, looking to see if he can either find Leon or more information about what's going on in Fyronia right now.
Okay. I will consider you removed from the scene.
Okay.
What do Raine, Wangdoodle, and Kira want to continue doing?
Wangdoodle absolutely needs to get his hands on some materials and was considering possibly, telling some of these artisans to maybe help out with this project for this particular house for a particular person. Influential labor.
Well, it looks like Dreon is heading towards the city center. You can follow him if you wish.
That'll probably be a good idea.
Bro, he ain't ever catching up with those stubby little legs.
I will remove Wangdoodle from the scene. So.
But jokes aside, like Wangdoodle can absolutely catch up with Dreon.
Rocket boots. Don't doubt me.
That's true. You've got that goblin engineering.
I've got a Stark suit on. What are you talking about? We're fine.
How do you feel about all this, Raine? This must be a lot. You haven't been home in a long time.
Records for talking.
He did.
We got a lot out of Dreon. I'm so excited. Well, I'm not thrilled. I still would have said yes, though.
It means you can come home.
It does.
And
if I'm being honest, I had never really thought about that.
Well, at least having the freedom to and the option available takes some weight off your shoulders. But in return, I do think that we should offer Dreon the same feeling of freedom. He could grow to resent you.
When Dreon figures out what he wants, I'm there. He knows that already. We've made that quite clear. It may have been Eris's bargain, but I'm the one who will take it on. Because I want to.
I could see him quickly being filled with hate and resentment, even towards the sheer concept of nobility. Something that feels like he's been denied his whole life. I don't pity Dreon, but it sounds like he's been through so much. I feel for him.
A lot of people have. And a lot of people are still going through tragedies, and that won't stop until we deal with the slow. That I cannot jeopardize.
You've been put in a very good position to make a big impact here in Arctis. I'm so proud of you, Raine.
Sometimes wonder if that was Celine's plan all along.
Makes you wonder.
Given how things have turned out.
I do need to check on Lucia. Make sure she's got access to all of the rooms that she wants to poke her head in.
Just for the record, I'm not going to kill her unless she openly starts talking about sedition.
She's going to be nosy. Please, just tolerate her. She's going to be harmless, but she's going to be looking for any reason to try and turn the courts against you, and against this union, and even against any allegiance from Arctis. We should keep any mention of this Tiamat to a minimum.
That makes sense. Like I said, I won't kill her unless she starts openly talking about sedition. And then I feel like I'm well within my rights.
Fair.
In the meantime, she's a member of this court under my protection, apparently.
Unfortunately. But hopefully, She won't have to be here for longer than necessary, and if she sniffs about and finds nothing curious, she might be heading home sooner than later. But for now...
Do me a small favor, Kira. If you're keeping an eye on her, do not let her go to the ruins of House Arctis.
Why is that?
There are still things there that have not been entirely cleansed.
I see. She should have no reason to go poking about these other fallen houses, but let's not give her any reason to either. Agreed. We'll keep an eye on the boys as they go shopping in Maginox. We'll keep a distance.
Thank you, Kira.
Of course. I'll go check on Lucia.
Do I have a room here?
You have a
would
lot
very
of
much-
rooms here. You're going to have to be more specific.
A room for me, personal.
Well,
I need to dream.
you may have to look around. I'm sure your room of choosing is somewhere around here. Surely your husband has told you, your fiancé has told you where you'll be bedding down?
What has given you the impression that he tells me much of anything about our visit?
Good point. I'm sure if anyone's in any of these rooms, you could just say, pardon me, I'm your future queen, please leave. If you don't mind some rumpled bed sheets.
Alright, we'll keep an eye on them.
All right. I'll make sure they don't get into any trouble. Is she Giga stealth checks?
Is this one of those things where like Dreon's shopping and then he just feels like he's being watched?
Raine, if you want to peek through that keyhole, you can, I believe, P to peek.
It's out of range.
Oh no.
I don't think I can. Yeah, I can't get close enough to a lot of these doors. Like, they're just slightly offset, I guess.
Hmm.
Herm.
Do you want to unlock this door?
Yes. But if it's going to be like a whole thing, oh no. Suppose.
Open the door. Excuse me. Lucia looks up from. She has a small flying dragon spirit in front of her. A floating tome that's penning something on a quill. Or, excuse me, penning something on the paper and a quill floating next to the tome. Excuse me. She looks up, and she'll see if she saw Raine. Raine, make me a stealth check real quick. Raine? Just who I
Raine
wanted to
closes
see.
the door.
Raine?
No.
Raine?
Yes. You make me open the door again. Okay, there we go.
No. Well. If it isn't, the future Queen Lunesti.
My apologies, Lucia. I was trying to find what is apparently maybe my room somewhere on this floor.
You don't know where your room is? Curious.
No, I've never been here before in my life.
Well, welcome home, I suppose. It's a bit drafty. A bit drab, smells of kobold. You could air the place out a little bit.
Oh, why? That sounds like we're all perfectly at home then.
It's got a stink. She holds out her hand to the small blue fairy dragon that is near her, and it lands on her hand. Anyway, I find my accommodations to be adequate. But this room is not yours. I've claimed it as my own. You're going to have to find somewhere else in your own house to sleep.
I assumed as much.
Your handmaidens are going to be so busy, making sure I am very, very happy. She gives you a
Raine
long
just-
look. You look tired. Long day.
Yes. Saving the world will do that to one.
Oh, yes. What have you found in your travels, Miss Lunesti?
Well, what do you know about Arctis? What have you learned in your brief time here? Amaze me.
That it's cold, dark, and cold. I hate it here. Frankly, I want to be home as soon as possible. I just need to make sure that you're keeping your nose clean and not bringing anything untoward back into the southern courts. You don't have any dirt underneath those sparkling fingernails of yours, do you, Raine? No.
Actually, loads. Raine holds up her hands.
Ugh. I didn't mean literally. That's disgusting. Wash your hands. You're a queen. Oh, I'm sorry, a future queen. I suppose you can be filthy for a few more weeks. We're gonna have a bitch off?
I guess. I don't know. Waiting for her to say something interesting.
She's not going to. Well, this has been a delight.
Lovely.
Yes. I'll be here if needed.
Well, let
You
me
should-
know if I can get you anything.
Oh, you're so polite. I'm sure your handmaidens will see to my needs. You should, go see to your nails. Shuts the door.
We
Raine,
won't
you
cast
you
Arcane
survived.
Lock on her door. We won't cast Arcane Lock on her door. We won't cast Arcane Lock on her door.
Maybe just like a little arcane lock on our door. Come on.
Just a little for a treat.
Just as the treat.
Yeah.
As the-
Yeah.
I don't want
want
to. I don't want to open any of these doors anymore. I don't know how this P is supposed to work. It's not doing anything for me.
oh, hold on. It says if you mouse over the lock and hit semicolon, it should unlock it.
Semicolon. Oh, that's lockpick.
Oh, that's lockpick. There we go. Boop.
I mean, I can unlock it. Oh, well, okay.
You open the door, Raine, and Alara is there, standing at a table with, you cannot... She's talking to someone in the room that you cannot see who it is unless you step in. Raine, she smiles. Please, come in. Catherine is sitting at the table next to her.
Oh, just the two matriarchs I wanted to speak to.
Hello, Raine. Catherine intones.
Hello, Catherine. I love what you've done with the grounds.
Thank you. We've had some Nightbloom gardeners seeing to the... to make sure it's proper green, and to make sure we've got some thorny plants to keep out any stragglers poking about.
Except for the ones that are already in the castle, apparently.
Just the one. I'm glad you like it, Raine. It is good to see you back.
Thank you, Catherine. For the record, though, the next time either of you want to use Eris to manipulate me, we will have a problem. Just be honest next time. Please. This was all very embarrassing.
They look at each other sidelong with Alara has a little bit of guilt. And Catherine tilts her head down and nods in understanding. I'm sorry, Raine. I was worried that the pressure of all of this would steer you away from something I know you would excel at. I'm sorry if you felt manipulated. That was not my intention. I know you can do great things in Maginox. You already have.
Exactly, I already have. It's true. I just don't like being manipulated.
That is understandable.
And it's unfair to Eris to make him do so.
Very well. Then we shall see eye to eye on future issues. And I shall not manipulate nor lead you astray. Let our relationship be clear and full of honesty from here on out.
I very much like that.
And I would as well.
Speaking of honesty, can anybody direct me to where apparently my sleeping quarters may be here?
Yes, of course. Alara will take you to your sleeping quarters. I will take you off map.
Yay,
We are going to go down to Streets of Maginox, where our friend Dreon and Wangdoodle are going to do a little bit of gossiping, a little bit of shopping. Whatever they might find here on the streets. One moment, please.
It's just gonna be Dreon roaming around going, "Where's Rachel?
Where's Rachel?
Where's Rachel?"
I'm not gonna lie. Every time you said Leon, I got RE4 flashbacks, and I
Leon,
hated every second.
Leon!
Help, Leon!
Oh man, I can
I-
see maps even though I'm not on it. That's incredible. We got upgrades.
Welcome back to the streets of Maginox, where, once again, the tourists have started pouring into this city of darkness, shrouding the fear of night around mirth, light, and entertainment. Here, in the main thoroughfare of the streets of Maginox, large buildings with signs dangling from them herald all sorts of a variety of shops. To the right, there is an inn called the Bad Bat Inn. And to the left, a swinging sign that says Kozlo's Den. Further on, you see Maginox residents talking to some of the shopkeepers outside who are hawking their wares. But you may have to get a little bit closer to see what they're up to. Further on, there are more additional buildings, and the signs outside swing that say Taylor. And even further on, the Bazaar, another place where you can potentially get anything you might be looking for in a strange city of darkness. At the very northern end of the street, a massive skull surrounds a door that goes to the mysterious, oh my god, I just had the name in my head and I just lost it. Hold on, I have to look at my scenes. The Crimson Auction. A massive auction house and theater that is currently closed.
Ah.
There are no actors currently, but maybe they'll come back if Maginox returns to its former glory.
Dreon looks down at Wangdoodle. Yeah, so probably not any danger, but wouldn't let anyone near your pockets.
Oh, that's not actually too much of a problem. And Wangdoodle reaches behind him and pulls out a medium-barreled, what basically looks like a hunting rifle.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah,
Dreon is Oh, go ahead.
You never go anywhere, unprotected.
Oh.
Dreon gestures his head back to his glaive.
True that.
Dreon looks around and sees if he perceives Leon or any other Leonin around.
Make me a perception check.
I did.
Oh. As you scan the streets of Maginox, there are no signs of Leonin. Or Leon.
It's been a bit since I've been back here.
And he looks up the street.
Why don't we start at Kozlo's?
Yeah, sure. I know what I need to find, but most of it's just going to be raw materials. It wouldn't be too hard to just talk to the owners.
Was this Kozlo's right here, Christina?
It is the first one on the left, not on the right.
Okay. Oh, over this way.
Okay.
Is it convenient to change scene, Christina? Or is it
Yeah, absolutely. I have all this stuff prepped. There is a raven folk outside who clears his throat and looks you up and down as you approach. And make sure to keep any and all weapons sheathed at all times within Kozlo's den.
This place has rules now?
Definitely has rules. And I'm the guard of Kozlo's den. My name's Here. Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Hi. William H. Wangdoodle. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, and enjoy your stay in our lovely establishment. One moment, please.
Wangdoodle's just sitting there quietly thinking, no, there's no way. Kozlo's like a more common name than I think, right? Right?
Nope.
only one?
Yeah.
One moment, please. All right, 1 second.
Dreon, oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. As you enter the Kozlo's den, there's a brighter atmosphere. The once smoky and stinking Kozlo's den is now well lit, and a powerful minotaur stands guard, making sure to, of course, check IDs and make sure any shady characters don't pass. Otherwise, music lilts through the air, and the smell of fresh-baked cooking and a heady smell of some sort of strong caramel-like alcohol fills the air. The smells are, well, delightful, and there's a light undertone of perhaps some sort of fruitful hookah smoke.
Dreon, upon entering, it looks up the big lad there and immediately recognizes him and picks up his pace.
Hello?
Damned! It's Sunny!
Is that Is that Dreon Storm Praise? How you doing?
Sunny is bigger than Dreon, as I recall.
He is a large character. He is a very big minotaur.
Dreon walks up and gives him a pat on the arm. Now there's a big lad I haven't seen in a bit. How you fucking been, Sonny?
I'm doing great. What brings you around these parts, Dreon? Who's your friend here? Hey, buddy. Welcome
this is
to
Wangdoodle.
Kozlo's Den. I'm Sunny. I'm the beef.
That's what Kozlo's calling you these days?
No, I just thought it was funny. No, I stand here and make sure people don't make trouble. Are you trouble, little guy?
No, I'm not trouble at all. And Wangdoodle suddenly clams himself up. No, I'm happy to be here. Seems nice.
Yeah, it's really nice to see new faces in here. Well, welcome. Let me give you the quick tour of the new and improved Kozlo's Den. Right this way.
To.
Just walk right through.
Wangdoodle's doing everything in his power to not get trampled by the thing that clearly overpowers him.
Sunny walks through. Well, we've finally gotten a little bit of furniture so we could make sure we replace some of the broken tables. And we're starting to get tourists back in here too. That guy behind the counter, that's Grumpus. His name is misleading. He's actually really friendly. He comes from a guild and is a new hire.
Does Kozlo still own this place? It's so clean.
Yeah, he sure does. He's gotten a lot of employees, and he pays us real good and puts us to work. Look at me, I'm working. Smiles at you.
Dreon looks at Wangdoodle. Oh, Kozlo, he holds out a hand and he kind of like holds it around like hip height and then actually like puts it out close to your face. Yeah, actually about the same size as you, little bug-eyed goblin.
Little guy.
No, he does a lot of the same shit you do, right? He's got like the guns and the cannons and all that. But I guess he runs this place and seems to be running it well.
Yeah, Kozlo is famous in some circles, I hear.
I don't know if he still owns this place. It doesn't smell like gunpowder. Oh, and Wangdoodle immediately tries to shut up.
No, it definitely is definitely the same Kozlo.
I thought this was their first time in Maginox.
I've never been here before.
So how do you know Kozlo?
Don't be silly, Dreon. Everybody knows Kozlo.
Nah, I don't. He walks over to Wangdoodle. How do you know Kozlo?
Well,
Hey,
can I just say? Can I say it was Lou?
What?
Wangdoodle like looks down, like shuffles his feet a little bit, and ends up mumbling something just at the edge of Dreon's hearing.
Dreon heard it.
You're gonna have to just out deception him if you want him to not hear that. Watch him crit deception.
You got it.
Oh my god, he does it! He does it! He rolls the 20!
I still rolled higher.
It doesn't matter, 20's an auto success!
Not in the contested.
Ah!
Boo. Boo.
You're gonna boo me? You go, okay. Alright, Wangdoodle. You are heard, barely, by Dreon's keen ears. What do you say?
I may have used some of his field research to pass through my dissertation.
Well, it's not like Dreon understood half of that, so.
The fuck's a dissertation?
It's what you have after dinner, idiot.
No, shit. Dreon, looks like he clearly heard you and
Alright, well, so you know the guy. He, like, pats Wangdoodle on the head. Not a big deal.
I wouldn't say I know him, and I'm certain he wouldn't like that information being said, so I'd like to pretend I don't know him.
Yeah, wait, he turns back to Sonny. Hey, Sonny, wait, you see Leon in here lately?
I saw him in here a couple days ago, but it's been a little bit. He was really light on coin and didn't really buy any of the top shelf stuff.
I mean, not super surprising, not like he has any fucking marketable skills.
Last I heard, he was talking a little bit about doing some gambling to try and get some money.
The casino is right around here, right, Christina? Like, Dreon remembers that.
You do remember there are a few casinos in the area.
Alright, Wangdoodle, I have to go, look around the scummier parts of the city. You want in on that?
That's probably where I'm going to get the best deal on the materials I need and maybe get some free labor.
You
Alright.
might be able to ask anybody here if they've seen Leon. There's some people playing cards inside.
Oh, in the back?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, come on, Wangdoodle.
Yeah, sure. I should have guessed he would have a gambling den. Oh wow, this is nicely decorated. I wasn't prepared for this.
Entering the back
Honestly,
room,
neither was I.
a lush carpet that is very clean heralds the arrival of. There's a few, tables to the south covered in cards, and people, tourists, and wanderers perched on fluffy, comfortable pillows are all sitting around these round tables, enjoying a couple friendly games. To the north, through the gauzy curtains, through the opaque curtains, you can see and smell the hookah smoke billowing out. What do you do?
Dreon stops and looks at the tables and is experiencing what is his version of nostalgia.
I punched Leon here once. Good times.
He walks up to this goblin with what appears to be a crown. And he's going to just do the old Dreon diplomacy.
Hey,
Hey, buddy. We've got a couple games of blackjack going. Interested?
no, have you seen another Leonin around here?
No.
He looks unsure. Dreon, you might have to coerce some information out of him.
Dreon is gonna first of all give him an insight check. Does he look like he was telling the truth?
He looks like he's not going to give out any information unless you put a coin in his fat little green hand as he extends it out to you.
I may have heard something, but my ears are so clogged. I wish I had something to clean them out with.
Dreon holds up his glaive.
Oh, you need an ear cleaning, do ya?
That's, you shouldn't put anything in your ear smaller than your elbow.
I don't think he heard you, Dreon.
Dreon pauses for a second. It looks like he's thinking.
Okay, let's try it your way.
And Dreon holds out a gold coin.
I may have seen a Leonin around.
He looks up at you.
Maybe close. But 1 gold, well, you might be pretty far away.
Wangdoodle,
Yeah.
You are a witness of the fact that I tried being nice about this.
I love negotiation. This is fun. Is this a part of the experience?
Dreon very deliberately takes his glaive and twirls it around to where the point of it is pointing to the ground, and the butt of it is up in the air.
The goblin just goes, "Ooh."
Last chance, buddy. I gave you gold. Now you tell me where you saw him.
These actors are so convincing. They're so strong, sir. Oh,
Wangdoodle shimmies over to the table and just sits down in front of the cards.
In case you clear on this.
Yes, you are very tough and intimidating, sir, and you are looking for information. But if I were to be given just a couple more gold, I will give you all the information you need. That's how it works, right?
He looks like he's trying to LARP.
You know what? This is probably gonna end poorly, but Dreon tried. Dreon really tried with this guy.
Yeah.
Dreon is going to hit him with the butt of the glaive.
Go ahead.
It's not letting me. I'm clicking on the polearm, and I have him targeted. Oh, let me do it. Got some kind of pacifism effect in this damn place.
No. You have him targeted and you're trying to hit your...
I'm clicking on the polearm master bonus attack.
Let's see.
After all the hard work the Kamos crew put in to getting tourism back, Dreon ruins it the second he steps foot back into
fairness,
Magic.
I'm sure when Kozlo and them hear about it, they'll have a chuckle.
Oh, you have to use the attack action first, Dreon, that's why. Because it says when you take the attack action with a glaive, halberd, or spear, you can use a bonus action to make the melee attack.
So I'm actually also clicking on the Ironwood comic glaive, and it is not doing anything either.
Here, let me click it.
Meanwhile, Wangdoodle's just shuffling cards.
Strange. It is also being very weird for me as well. 1 second.
I can also just try reloading.
Oh no.
This goblin's actually just immune.
Yeah, that's what I'm picking up on.
I am immune.
Yeah, go ahead and reload for me.
The goblin is actually Tiamat on holiday.
Oh, Jesus.
These stupid tourists coming in, breaking our combat rules.
Trying to hit me, are you, little Leonin?
Little Leonin.
I will also refresh. Do 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 do. Oh my god, bring back the music.
My music.
Oh, okay. All right.
It still does not work.
The module needs, it just threw me a warning that it needs to be updated immediately. So we'll do that after the session. If you want to roll to hit him, you're just going to have to do it manually.
Okay.
Some good
as he's
old-fashioned
talking-
rolling.
Wait a minute, what?
What is my plus strength is 3, and what's my bonus? What's my plus attack?
Your proficiency, so it's +5.
5 plus 3. Okay.
Plus 3 from your glaive.
+3 from another 3 from your glaive. Yep. Good lord.
Okay, so this is just the butt of the glaive, and then I'm just roll the d4.
Yeah, that'll hit.
So he's just like mid horsing around, playing pretend, and then just gets cracked in the side of the head with the butt of the glaive.
This is how you give baby goblins brain damage.
Yeah, probably.
Ow! Oh! Oh!
Dreon gives him a second to absorb the enormity of what has occurred.
Ow! Oh, I'm bleeding.
You are.
Ow!
Now do you want to tell me where you saw the Leonin?
Hey, man, that hurt.
You think?
He was in here not too long ago. Maybe he just fell asleep in the smoke room up to the north. Ow, man, that hurt.
Thank you for your cooperation.
He wasn't an
Wangdoodle.
actor at all.
Wangdoodle, come on.
Ow.
Oh yeah, sure. You know, I don't think that was a full deck anyway.
So in what state do I find Leon?
Unconsciousness. He is currently imbibed a little bit too much here in Kozlo's den, and the hookah is smoking long burnt out. Whatever he was imbibing has put him in a very catatonic he's a cat. Catatonic state. He is reclined upon a massive pile of pillows in a very cat-like fashion, snoring away, with the hookah pipe in hand, dangling from his fingertips.
This is just classic Leon fucking First Rider.
Is this the guy?
This is the guy. Well, like I said, when the mercenaries were unfortunately driven out, some of us went to different parts of the world. Leon and I both ended up going to Maginox. Now,
Doesn't look
the thing
like he's
about it
gonna
is,
leave
last
anytime
time we met, Leon tried to blackmail me.
So is this like a revenge visit or?
Look at him. Is he worth taking revenge on? And he like gestures to it.
I'm the king of the jungle. I'm the king of the jungle.
I'm sorry. Hang on.
Yeah, Dreon walks up and like starts shaking his shoulder. Sure you are, buddy.
Sandstorm. Sandstorm's coming again.
And I bet it is. Wake up, Leon.
Oh, yes. God, what smells? Like, no.
Dreon kind of like waves a big paw.
What? Dreon? What's burning?
Probably this.
And he gestures to the hookah.
Idiot, turn it off.
You're the one who fucking left it on and turned off your shit.
He gets up and moves over to the hookah table and quaffs the coal.
My mouth is like sandpaper. Give me a beer.
I will after you answer some fucking questions.
Yeah, you got your word on that? I really want a beer.
Yes, fine, Leon. If you answer my questions, I will buy you a fucking beer.
Great! You're a lot easier than the last time we met.
Yeah, well, trying something different here.
Great, what do you
All right.
want? My head's killing me.
What news have you heard from Fyronia lately?
Oh, now you want Fyronian news? Last time I heard, you were trying to avoid Fyronian news. Why the
Do you want the
interest?
fucking beer or not?
Ah, God, I really want the beer. Yeah. What? What do you want to know? Marin taking a lead on the part of the Fyronian City Council, pressing for more laws to be passed within Fyronia to outlaw magic. Yeah, she's getting into that political shit now.
Yeah? Why?
He chuckles.
'Cause a lot of the old mercenaries are still beholden to her. And without magic getting in the way, she's still going to have the most
powerful, loyal mercenary tribe in all of Fyronia, even underneath the noses of all these Fyronian nobles in the cities. She's going to start, essentially, a new tribe with hookers and booze.
Well, I mean, that doesn't sound terrible, but...
Yeah, but she's pressing for, no magic across Fyronia. That's the only thing that's going to stop her and essentially total conquest. Everything else in Fyronia has gotten too soft for her tastes. And besides, she's got enough friends in a lot of these cities' inner circles. A couple quick assassinations, cities in turmoil. Now give me that beer!
What about Dario and Haas?
I said beer! You're honor bound to get me that beer.
Fine.
Bring me 2, and I'll tell you about your old girl.
Wangdoodle, come with me. I'm not leaving you with him. He's bad fucking influence.
Hey, leave the blue one.
No, absolutely not.
No, thank you.
No.
Grumpus!
Yep, what can I get you, young man?
I need 4 beers.
Coming right up. You just want the house stuff? We've got a brand new, special, high quality, just tapped, salted caramel lager.
Four of the good shit.
Coming right up. Salted caramel lager. He
What?
places 4 frothy mugs on the counter, bubbling impossibly. They smell heady of sugar, but like the burnt sugar of caramel, and just a little bit of salt, and the heady, filling aroma of a dark, dark beer. There you go.
Dreon looks down at Wangdoodle. You don't fucking see that shit in fucking Fyronia.
Yeah, you ain't gonna see this shit anywhere else. You enjoy. This is limited time only.
What do I owe you?
He just holds up a single hand for 5 gold and taps the counter.
Dreon puts 5 gold on the counter, easily lifts all 4 beers in 2 hands, and stalks off again.
Grumpus watches him go.
Scurries after him.
Thank you kindly.
Wangdoodle, keep up!
You know, I can probably end up making that stuff on the ship. I just, give me a sample.
Wangdoodle, get in here!
That's okay.
Oh, that is what I'm talking about. Give it to me. My throat is killing me.
He gives one beer to Wangdoodle and then gives 2 to Leon.
Alright, try to pay attention now. Dario and Haas. They were the other 2 involved. Are they going along with Marin?
They're dead.
What?
You didn't know.
God, fucking what's going on over there?
How do you think Marin is putting this plan into place? You think she's gonna get anything done with those guys around? No. She's already got other
breaks
alliances.
up the tribes, uses a bunch of foreigners to do it, kicks out the fucking foreigners, and then uses the tribes herself?
Yep. And they're living it up. You want to know why?
Why?
Because she's arming them. Giving them all sorts of stuff. Magical imports. Stuff that will even persist through the Fyronian sands. They won't lose their magical properties after a while. Some say they're spirit swords.
Why don't you go back, Leon?
What? That shit's too crazy even for me. Anybody who's not allied with Marin and is not on her anti-magic crusade, and frankly, she's also been turning to poisons more often than not, and I find that pretty detestable. So personally, I'm not into that poisoning shit. I'd rather drive my dagger blade into the throat of my enemy and look him in the eyes as he dies.
Yeah, I figured since the last time you fucking tried to blackmail you fucking didn't stand for anything. But honestly, Leon, I'm pleasantly fucking surprised.
Some things never change. And you got me 2 beers, so I'm feeling
Dreon grins.
generous.
Dreon hands him the 3rd beer.
That'll do. Wangdoodle, come on.
Hey, Dreon.
Hey, come on.
Dreon.
What?
I'm serious. Don't go back to Fyronia. Marin's gone. She's off, man. And you and I both know Arctis needs magic. Fyronia needs magic.
Leon, just keep out of trouble.
Damn it, Dreon. Don't go to Fyronia!
I hate to see you alone out there, Dreon, surrounded by enemies. Breaks my heart.
He pushes back the curtain. Dreon!
What?
At the very least, avoid the Naga.
The what?
Marin has allied herself with some of the sand snakes of Fyronia and has been using their poisons against her enemies. Watch out.
What's going through her head?
Hey, poison ain't magic. It's all good in her book.
Leon!
What?
Seriously, thanks for the heads up.
You idiot, you're gonna go back to Fyronia anyway.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, we're square from before. Just so you know, though, I didn't fucking kill Krythos.
Damn it, Dreon. I don't want to believe you. I believe you, you asshole.
This scene got so gay somehow, and honestly, I don't mind it.
Yes.
Yeah, Drew's just sitting over there. Drew's just sitting over there. Now kiss.
No,
Alright. Come on, Wangdoodle. I got what I came for. Let's go find you your shit and get out of here.
Yeah, hang on a second. You see, in the short time you were gone, 2 more steins have appeared next to Wangdoodle at the bar.
Grumpus is just hand over his mouth like, I cannot believe he put those away. Where are they going? He's like a damn little black hole.
Well, I wasn't even gone that long. How did you do this?
Listen, there's some things you don't deserve to know. Yeah, all right? We gotta go shopping.
Yeah, Wangdoodle, I'm gonna level with you. I'm in a bit of a rush, so if I have to pick you up, I will.
Just don't shake him violently. He may burp.
No, it's...
I've got auto stabilizers, mind you.
Yeah, you've been saying that for the past 30 seconds at least.
Auto-stabilize yourself out the front door, Wangdoodle.
Oh, well, don't be... Why are you so pushy? That's fine. Wangdoodle slightly falls out of the stool. His boots auto-correct him back to a standing position.
Oh, okay then. Come on.
Well,
I
this is the
don't
best beer in
understand.
town.
I don't understand what the problem is. Okay, look, everything will be fine.
Oh, bye, Dreon.
Sonny! Keep safe, Sonny.
Ah, you too, buddy. Come back soon. Oslo's really doing a good number on the place.
Yeah, seems he's doing well for himself. Wangdoodle, come on.
Hey, Sonny, I didn't ask this before. I was too busy being polite. Does he still keep some gunpowder locked away around here somewhere?
Oh, yeah. I think he keeps most of it down at the docks.
Oh, down by the docks. Okay, excellent. Listen, he may notice one of the cannons have changed. I'm just building onto his design. I think I got something.
Oh, Coslow just got those dock cannons working again, too. I'm sure he would love some help.
Yeah, sure. Maybe this time he'll remember who did it. The good for nothing.
Bye-bye,
Wangdoodle stumbles
Wangdoodle.
himself out.
Come back soon.
I'm gonna have. He will not beat me this year.
All right, do you guys leave?
Yep.
All right. That is where we will stop today's session, as Dreon finally finds some of the info he was looking for. I'm going to actually put Raine on this scene too, just because we'll close it out. Ah! Put you on top. Sorry.
Ah.
A lot of info. Some great RP. Thank you very much. We finally got Dreon to talk for more than 5 minutes. Yeah!
Which, by the way, his voice really hurts to do over a long period of time.
Yeah, those gravelly voices just absolutely kill.
Yeah, I liked this voice better when I was not talking.
Hey, yeah, you gotta figure out a tenor where you can just do it and not like hurt your voice.
It doesn't help that he's like basically always halfway to yelling and saying "fuck." Yeah.
You're just gonna have to find a happy medium. And
maybe after like Dreon kills Mara and Swiftsteel, that we'll find out that the voice was actually just like post-traumatic stress disorder, and that his normal voice actually just sounds like this.
He just had a very long bout of strep throat.
That's why he's really mad at Marin. Marin did not mask up.
So Dreon has actually learned quite a bit about the current state of Fyronian politics and how Marin has made new allies and also poisoned herself up to the top. And has also gone on a different crusade to rally people behind her cause.
Bro, the fact that she had Dario and Brave Haas killed, that's okay. Now Dreon's turned the corner. You just don't fucking do that.
Well, not only that, she had them poisoned.
Yeah, what a bitch.
Oh, cowards. Cowards way to go.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, Marin Swiftsteel, gotta go. Bad.
Gotta go.
She's a bad egg.
Very good. You have some time. Yeah, thank you guys. We will hopefully return with Bonsai in tow next week, but you do have some time before Eris's quasi-coronation. However, there is some stuff that we will still need to discuss as you wander around House Lunesti. You have not gotten the full tour yet. And I suggest...
Nobody wants to give us a tour.
Yeah, everybody's just, too busy
They're all fucking
talking.
busy.
Having meetings, you're gonna have to poke around by yourself.
What is this, an esports department? Why are there so many meetings?
Meetings on meetings on meetings.
I mean, yeah, Kirei was like trying to get down with Dreon, so maybe this is just an esports department.
Kirei wanted Dreon to experience something a little more uncomfortable.
Well, it worked. Dreon hated it.
Yeah, Dreon probably hated every moment of that.
Dreon just hates every moment, period.
Honestly, Dreon could do a lot worse than Kirei, though. TBH.
Bro, I know people don't know, but like Kara is just like way hotter. Just throw it out there. Because she's a Leonin, by the way, and Dreon's a racist.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
It's fine, different strokes, different folks.
He just
Let's
likes
fucking go. Let's go to Fyronia right now.
Dreon prefers the same strokes from the same folks.
But yes, there was a little bit of time before Eris's coronation, depending on what you want to do, but otherwise, hopefully I will see you all next week. Yes?
You know what I want to do? I want to have Flix and Bonsai back.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
And we can go on a grand adventure.
I'm enjoying the Dreon Wangdoodle buddy cop comedy.
Me too. And Raine, slowly being entangled in these intercontinental politics.
Yeah. After we wake up in the morning, she'll have a continental breakfast.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
And Lucia's just looking for an excuse to have Raine stab her. Wow.
Raine is not going to stab her. It took a lot for Raine to stab her prince in the first place.
True. I'll fucking do it again.
Feel free to tag Dreon in, who has exactly 0 chill. And I think actually just like probably cause like internal like brain damage to some random LARPing nerd.
You know whenever Lucia sees Dreon, I'm going to try and bait him so fucking hard into killing her.
It's not difficult. Holy shit, like fucking guy just walked in on the CEO meeting with the board and was just like, "Where's Rachel?"
Where's Rachel?
Yeah, I'm like looking forward to the Kamos crew getting back here someday and then just being like, some big Leonin came in and beat the shit out of me with his fucking glaive.
Like, why
I
is
want to
this
file a
going-
complaint.
Yeah, I thought he was an actor, but you actually hurt me. I bled real blood.
Why is he like that? He's like, oh, Dreon-chan.
Dreon, this was very not Maginox tourist happiness association of you.
Kin Kozlo just should be like, right? That's not very cash money of you.
Wow, it's just like him.
Yeah, I
That's
can't do
pretty
that
good.
one.
All right, everybody, you are free. Go to bed. Thank you very much for the game, and I will see you next week.
Yep. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night. All right, and that's it for Arctis today. Whoa, thanks for watching. Greatly appreciate you being here. Catch our VODs over on Arctis DD on YouTube. Watch our shorts and funny moments on TikTok and Twitter at PlayArctis. And I'm your DM, Zarina. Hey. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Even if you hung out for a little bit, thanks. We're a small channel. Still growing, so your likes and subs are super appreciated. Thank you so much. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I hope to see you next time.